It's a Trimdon Brass thing. You wouldn't understand. Well, you might by the end of this film anyway, hopefully. It's things like marching through Durham Miners' Gala, all dressed as the village people, or in Hawaiian shirts and grass skirts, or performing in Ripon Cathedral dressed as cowboys and Indians, or in a nun's habit. We certainly do things our own way here at Trimdon, so we've made this film to show you what it's really like to play in a brass band. But not just any band, a band like us, a Trimdon Brass kind of band. It all started way back in 1870, known then as the Thornley Colliery Prize Band. It's a bit of a mouthful. But we changed our name in the early 1990s when we relocated to Trimdon, which is about 3 miles down the road, so that we could be closer to most of our players we had at the time. So we have loads of history about the band, 150 years worth of this stuff, but this is not what the film is about really. It's about the people in the band who make it what it is. Now, it's not all about marching and playing hymn tunes as some might think a typical brass band gets up to, but don't get me wrong, we do plenty of that stuff, but there's so much more to us than that. And that's what the film is about. You're going to see what we do and how we do it, and it's most definitely a Trimdon Brass thing.
Hi, I'm Dennis and I'm third cornet in Trimdon Band, and I'm pleased to say I am in Trimdon Band. I just enjoy being in the band and sitting where I sit next to the girl, not because of the girls, but they look after me. All the girls in the back row gave me right, and especially Kate. She's always giving us a bang, like when I play a wrong note or I don't know where I'm at. She does look after us, and the other girls do as well. Really, I'm just proud to be a member.
My name's Nick. I am the soprano cornet player in the band. I've been with the band for around 10 years and I'm also the chairperson. For me, it's about having somewhere you can go to enjoy playing music and making music, to be part of a whole team of people who I'm quite proud to call me friends, and it's more than just playing in a brass band, so it's around the whole experience of being together with that group of people.
Hi there, my name's Will and I'm the conductor of Trimdon Brass. For me, it's a huge part of my life. I mean, through that I've got a wife, friends, and I've just had some of the best times. And I think what I love about the band and why I think Trimdon will always be my band. The band's got the right attitude, it's full of fantastic people, so I think it's just an honour to be part of the band.
Hi there, my name's Jeff Hutchinson. I'm the band sergeant in the band, and I also play first baritone, quite badly at times. But that's just a little bit about me. I've been playing for nigh on 50 years now. It's given us a second wind, if you like, or a second brass band and lifetime opportunity. Before I came to Trimdon, I had not played for about 10, 12 years. It's a lifeline. For those of you that you don't know, I've got a son with special needs, he's autistic, and the band is a little bit of respite for me. And I've made some fantastic friends, absolutely fantastic friends, people who I would class for as lifetime friends. There you get this born again.
I'm determined to get you crying on camera, Jeff.
Hi, I'm Ella and I play second baritone in Trimdon. To be a member of Trimdon Brass, it's a lot of like proudness, and to be supporting like Trimdon, especially coming from Trimdon, and then doing what I love with like my second family, just amazing. Yeah, especially growing up and you'd hear them like on Durham Day, like marching and that, and you could hear it, and it's just amazing.
So back then, when you used to hear the band and that, did you used to think, "Oh, I'd love to learn and play and go and join the band back then, yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, my name's Hannah and I play second cornet in Trimdon Brass Band. It means a lot to me to be a member of the band just because it's such a great experience that I feel like I wouldn't get if I was in another band, and it's something that you can tell that everybody enjoys, and it means a lot that we can go and do that together.
Okay, Stephen Race, aka Racy. Okay, yeah. Bass player extraordinaire.
Yeah, you're the biggest there is.
You better believe I am. You know what I mean? It is such a family. It's such a family band. It's such a togetherness. I don't think I've known that in all those years I've been in band. But this band here at this moment in time that you've got now is fantastic. Really, really is a great set of people. And to cap it all, a lovely, lovely community. If I may say that.
You may. I'm sure we'd be pleased to hear that.
You can edit that if you want.
Hello, my name's Phil Hounsell. It's nice to meet you. And I play trombone, principal trombone at Trimdon Brass. And I think I've been there for about 6 years now. One of the things there's loads of things that are great about Trimdon Brass, all right? I mean, it's really interesting that they welcome players in who've never played an instrument before and give them a chance, you know, because I'd never seen a double B before I sat in your practices, and I think most of you thought I could play the thing. I'd never played a double B in my life. Easy to con. No, I mean, it's folk are just very welcoming, and it's a very friendly atmosphere to come into. You know, folk trust you to give your 100%, and if you can't get there and stuff like that, no one's on your back. They're more worried about, well, is there anything wrong? You know, and they want to look after you.
Yeah.
And I really like that.
Who's this?
This is Esme.
Desmi.
Esme.
Oh, Esme.
She plays tuba.
Is she really?
Aye.
Hi, I'm Stephen Wicks. I play E-flat bass in Trimdon Band, where I've played there for since 2009. I first started the band. It means a lot. It's something I enjoy. It's a passion. Spending time with a lot of good friends. I think we're a really, really close bond. It just means everything. It's it's a fantastic place to be and something I really enjoy.
Hi, I'm Sarah Healy and I play Rehearsal cornet. Right, so it means absolutely everything. It's so cringy, but it's so true. Since I was in year 4, my life has revolved around 2 things. It's revolved around netball and it's revolved around band. I couldn't, lockdown is so hard because I'm not in the house due to netball and due to band. I can't spend time with my sport and my music family, so it's just so hard.
Yeah, it's on now.
So we're about to go live to wish.
Are we all live?
We are live. To wish Dennis a happy 75th birthday. We've got gifts. So we're going to go and surprise Dennis for his big birthday. I'm on my way.
Keep on.
Hey! Now you can blow them out. Hey! And no selling it in the shop, okay?
It's Phil's birthday. He's 60 today. 60-year-old. 60-year-old. He looks old as well. So we're going to do the classic. We've got him a gift somewhere. Hold on. Well, we've got him a traditional now Trimdon Brass mug. Fruity Phil and all of the band. And I believe it's probably, there's the coaster and a cake. So happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Jeffrey.
That took a big puff. Oh, thank you very much. Takes one to know one.
Hey! Another round of applause, Phil.
Thank you very much.
Speech.
Thank you.
Disclaimer. We're not doing this for every birthday.
Yeah, but it is a 21st.
It is a 21st. We're doing it for special birthdays. There's no cake because she's getting a cake later. This was the classic mug and a coaster.
Hiya, still time to donate, so come on.
Right.
There's £5 coming in. £5 off home. Don't suffocate them. Health and safety. We have a health and safety officer.
Get right in here.
No, we'll go on. Give him an egg and a bun first. Okay, just do an egg and a bun.
Is that blood? Does the big come out after?
Yeah.
Can I have a feel?
Why for a pound?
I'll put a pound in for a feel.
Right, Nick, we're live. So you ready to go then?
I'm ready. More ready than last time, yeah?
Can everyone see your helmet?
Yes.
No.
On.
Put it on.
Put it on. This is the best thing that I've ever got.
That's so
better than a
fetch.
band jacket, this.
Excellent.
I can take it off now, can
Brisbane, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
There she is.
Action. That's brilliant. You can do it again.
Well done.
Well done. Somebody wants you. I'm doing that with him.
Hold out your hands. Not too bad.
And away we go, a little bit of moonshine, a little bit of heat to the hillbilly rock and roll with me.
Trimdon is teamwork, togetherness and trusting. At Trimdon, we turn out, tune up and turn it on. Sometimes we play in time. Sometimes we play in tune. Trimdon is remembering why we do this, remembering friends past, remembering good times and the bad times. Sometimes we play the correct rhythms. Trimdon is inclusive, from those starting out to those in in their twilight years. Trimdon is ingrained in our hearts and heads. Sometimes we even listen for intonation. Trimdon is my first love, and it shall be my last. That's right, Trimdon is making music, making friends, making connections. Trimdon is more than a band, Trimdon is more than a hobby. This is where I started running out of ideas. Trimdon is days out, doing what we do best. Trimdon is delivering performances to be proud of. Dennis, why are you playing so loudly? Oh yeah, dynamics. Trimdon is our band. Your band. Your band. Your band. Your band. Our band. Let's make ourselves proud. One band, one sound, one unit. Trimdon is not getting nervous. Trimdon is not feeling pressure. Trimdon is not worrying. Trimdon is the 3 N's. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. Trimdon is, now get out there and enjoy yourselves. Henry's I've been up since 5.
He actually did. He's been like a puppy all morning. And he come in with his regular.
Alright, get back to work now, go on. Slackers.
Right, gonna give number 47 a go. I had a bit of a warm-up, bit of a tootle around, doing some solo-y stuff, which I kind of play. So, first attempt at number 47, round about 120-ish, I think.
He thought she was a burglar.
I'm fast asleep.
Sorry,
I've had a few beers.
Sorry, start again.
I've had a few beers, right?
In about an hour we'll be able to play the
I'm thinking to myself, what's that noise? We're burglars.
This is where he come in like. This is where he come in the toilet like. And I'm sitting on the toilet. and I'm sitting on the toilet.
See, stretch this is him limbering up. We're really just limbering him up ready for the contest.
So when every other band's stressing, Trimdon's having fun.
I'll shout and then you want this stick.
Do what I want with
Yeah,
this.
you do what you want and they'll follow. Are we ready? I'll shout because I've got a loud voice. Here we go. 1, 2.
And one of the questions that was asked to each competitor was, he knows where we're going now, what is your lifelong ambition? And Dennis, what was your lifelong ambition?
I want to play second corner.
So Dennis Jordan, 20 years later, you're being presented with the Trimdon Brass High Flying Award for achieving your lifelong ambition of playing second corner.
So I started playing at primary school, probably when I was in about year 4, so about 9-year-old. And there was one of these, someone literally came in one day and said, would anyone be interested in learning an instrument? And I think I just threw my hand up in the air without even thinking about what was being asked, or I didn't even know anything about brass instruments, but I just thought, why not?
I first started playing or had an interest in the brass band. Would have been probably around about 13. A friend of mine who was in the band at the time plagued me life for a long time to get us to come to band. It's not something I wanted to do at first, and it was actually my mum. It was a punishment. I think I'd done something naughty. And she says, right, I'm going to send you to band. And I tell you, it was the best decision. Best thing she'd ever done for us, really. Well, one of the best things.
So you getting started in brass band was a punishment from your mum?
It was,
You really know that's absolutely hilarious. So can you remember what it was that you did to deserve that?
Oh, I can't remember. It was a long time ago. I really, honestly can't remember. I think I've been cheeky to my parents. I can't remember.
Well, that was perceived as a punishment by sending you to band.
It was, yeah. It was a punishment at the time. I don't know why. Best punishment I've ever had.
Nothing. No, I started when I was probably about 16 or 17, and it was Deaf Hill band then. And I wasn't being very long, but then the band applied to the union for more money, and the union wouldn't give them any money, so they disbanded really. So that was the end of that, and then I went on playing the guitar.
That surprises me actually, Dennis. I thought you probably started younger than that. That's just quite a later age compared to nowadays.
Right.
Was that maybe just because there wasn't that sort of opportunity for younger people to get into?
Yeah, there was nothing in schools or anything like that.
No.
Just I like music. I used to get the mouth organ every year for me Christmas books. That was sucking low though. That.
So I first started to be interested when I was about 9 years old, and what caused that was somebody came into my primary school who was a trombone player in a local band, and he came in and stood up and played the acrobat in front of a school assembly, and I, from that moment, wanted to learn how to play a brass instrument.
Yeah.
I was about 6 when I first started playing a brass instrument. I lived in Liverpool, just near to that famous stadium called Anfield. Of course, I'm a Liverpool supporter. And I started at the Salvation Army in a tiny little church, and I started playing the cornet. And the band leader was a guy called Ian. And even if I was the only kid who turned up, he was always there to take the lesson.
I was 5 when I first started to play. Got taught by my dad at a Salvation. My dad still plays in a Salvation Army band, Monk Weymouth in Sunderland. He was actually the junior band leader, so it was a natural thing for me to just carry on what he'd done. So I started at 5-year-old, still here today.
So when I was in year 4, so I think I was about 9, a teacher from Durham Music came in and played to the class. I think he's called Mr. Peterson. I decided I wanted to pick up an instrument because I could already read music from the typical recorder lessons that you have when you're in primary school anyway. But then a different teacher came in and he offered me a place in his band called New Generation Youth Band. So I took up that opportunity and I've worked my way through different bands, and now into Trimdon Brass since then.
Well, you know, Wayne, I've got this tradition of having a long story.
Yeah, but can I just interject there? We haven't got that much tape.
So banding is in me blood, it's in my heritage. In them days, way back, you had to put your name down to join the band. And now and again, you got drawn out. I'm playing football at the school. It's dinner time. He says, race, he says, we'll see you 12 o'clock on Friday for the proper training session, and you'll get your shirt. And suddenly I'm thinking, hang on a second, 12 o'clock Friday. I'll go home for my school dinner. I've never had school dinners for 2 years, and I've got to play at 12 o'clock on Friday. I've got to. If I don't make the football team. But I hate school dinners. So I had to choose between school dinners and the football team.
And which did you pick?
I went home. And my dad, God bless him, lovely guy, my father, he said on that Friday night, he said, after coming in from work, he said, I can see you're really upset. He says, I tell you what me and you are going to do on Sunday morning. We're going to go down the band. I'm going to get Tommy Baldessera and get you recruited. So that Sunday after, we went down the band, and I'm going to tell you all.
It's definitely got to be Cheltenham off last year.
That was Cheltenham last year, yeah. That
Yeah.
We played the Viking Age one. Yeah, cool.
That's easy. That's Cheltenham last year. Viking Age. On a personal level, it's one of the very few times where I've gone on stage, sat down, and literally give her, in my opinion, for my part, a flawless performance. I'm getting upset again.
You're thinking about it, bringing back.
Yeah. As a band, it was more than me. It was more than me. There was a lot of people on that stage that day who gave flawless performances, and it was just a unique performance for me and for the band, and I'll never ever forget that.
Best or the most enjoyable performance that I think we've done as a band was when we played in the national finals last year, so 2019, for the first time in the third section. I just thought we represented ourselves really well as a team. We all enjoyed the performance, and we were also really happy with the result as well. So in all, I think that's probably the most enjoyable performance I've done.
Was it last August we played at Rushmore?
Yes,
I thought that when we came off the stage after that concert, I thought there was something special about that band.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly did. I thought that was a really, really, really good concert. I don't know if it was the arena or the college or it was a good audience or what, I don't know, but there was something really special coming off that stage.
Yeah. It was 2013 area contest where we came first.
My favourite performance was definitely when we dressed up as cowboys at Ripon, and we made Will and Ed dress up and fight with the fake guns in the cathedral for the good, the bad and the ugly. That's definitely like a moment that I definitely treasure that.
I'll be very honest, it's a rehearsal, and it was that time, I can't remember her name, but it's Kenny's wife, Margaret, I think, who took Whitburn Band, was the MD at Whitburn.
Yeah.
She took our band for 15 minutes at the beginning of a rehearsal, and all we did was a hymn tune. I couldn't even tell you what the hymn tune was. And I think we were a 4-section band then. And to be honest, and this, folk might be a bit shocked that I'm saying this, we sounded like a 4-section band in the first couple of run-throughs of that hymn tune. But by the time she finished with us, we sounded like a second section band. And she just pulled the music out of us, and the sound we made was fantastic.
I cannot answer that one because I've had lots really.
Yeah.
One of them that I remember most of all is when we did a concert in Saltburn.
Saltburn, yes.
Saltburn, yeah, that was a good one. That one. But
Yeah.
I've had lots of all good ones, and none's really. There's that many. I enjoy the band jobs where we like entertain us. I want the band to think that we entertain us, and at the minute, I mean, Will is absolutely perfect in putting it across really, and makes it as though we are entertainers rather than just knocking a tune out or whatever.
Yeah.
The one for me, best performance as a conductor is national finals last year, 2019. So we kind of went, not expecting to come anywhere, and I just think the band worked like so hard in the lead up to it, and I think because we worked so hard and because we weren't expecting anything, when we went on stage, people just seemed more relaxed, and there was a bit of a buzz on the stage. Like, and then when we hit the final section, I looked up and there was like tears in the eyes of some players for good reasons.
I definitely look up to my dad, who plays E-flat bass in the band, just because without his without him introducing me to the band, first of all, I wouldn't be sat in the seat that I am now, and I may not even still be obviously in the band. And just his continuous support and encouragement is also really helpful, and it's a really nice thing for us both to do together.
That is absolutely perfect. Spot on.
I've got tears in my eyes here.
Yeah, do you know, I'm going to go back to the person who first inspired me to play. So the trombone player was John Bell, and if it hadn't been for him coming into school, I'm not sure I would have had the opportunity or the motivation to try and learn a brass instrument. So
there's two I'd like to mention. First off, my dad. He still criticises now.
Only right, I think.
I should be doing this, I should be doing that. Well, that's just a dad thing. But my dad still, I still scope my dad's when I can. Obviously not recently.
Yeah.
Another guy I'd like to mention is a fella called Tom Young, who when I was about 11, 12-year-old, I used to go to Red House in Sunderland to Tom's house and get a lesson for an hour every week. He didn't used to charge any money, but he was absolutely fantastic.
It's got to be Jeff.
Oh, I wondered if that was going to be why is that, do you think? Why has Jeff had the most influence on you?
It's with being in the band, like Jeff's been there the same time as me, so it's been like someone to look up to, and he's guided me through where I am playing today.
Helps you a lot, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And he's very easy to get on with, isn't he, as well?
Yeah.
Late 90s, when I went along to Broughton's junior band, we played with the junior band there for a few years, and we had a really good kind of setup at the time, and we did some good concerts, good contests, and then you generally fed into the senior band. But I think it was at that time playing in the junior band and having my first experience of playing as part of an ensemble that I kind of fell in love with it. And at the time, the guy who was taking the junior band was a guy called Dave Snade, who's a drummer who plays for Felon Band now, where I play, so I'm still playing with them now. And he was taking the junior band at the time, so I would say that was when I fell in love with it. So for me, I would say that he's the person who made me fall in love with it.
There's a guy called Tommy Baldessera. Tommy was never, he was Thornley born and bred. And Tommy was never a fantastic musician. He was never a fantastic player. But Tommy had a heart, and he loved teaching the kids. And you know, for me, Tommy saw you through that.
Yeah.
And I would have been here if Tommy hadn't have sort of brought those kids on that particular time in my band and life, you know.
Oh, well, it's not Jeffrey.
Really? Jeffrey chose you. No, he didn't. I'm only kidding.
That doesn't surprise me. Goodness me. Two, if I'm allowed to.
Yeah, of course you can, yeah.
There was a chap who I actually called Uncle Jack, a guy called Jack Gibson, who was never my bandmaster. And I was a young lad of about 10 or 11. And Uncle Jack lived in Norwich, and I lived in Norwich for a little while as well, not too far away from Carroll Road, but I never fancied supporting the Canaries. And so Uncle Jack taught me trombone in bass clef first, like every good trombonist should learn. I've been telling you that. But he was also the bandmaster of a tremendous Salvation Army band, Norwich Citadel, which is still a good band of a very good standard. But he took a real interest in me and the other youngsters, just as young players. And I moved away from Norwich before I was old enough, but he always inspired us to see if we could move up and join in that senior band. So Jack was really important to me. And I was once fortunate enough to play under Eric Ball in a rehearsal. But he was taking a band practice at Poole, and bandsmen from all over the area of that south coast came in, and he took a massed band. And what a gentleman. And as you say, we've seen lots of charismatic people over the years, lots of folk with very lively passion. This gentleman was a quiet, subdued gentleman, but he still drew out of the band everything he could, and he used his fingers a lot to sort of tease things out of the band, and so that was a tremendous inspiration, and I like an awful lot of his music.
And that, could you just go through the instruments that you do play? So obviously you play cornet, but what else can you play, Dennis?
The thing is, with all the instruments I've got, I'm just one of these. I'm not really clever, but I can knock a tune out of them, like the guitar or the accordion,
yeah,
the keyboard, mouth organ used to
mouth
be.
organ, yeah. So so anything you can get a tune out of, you'll have a go, and you can say like knock a tune out, can't you?
Aye, but maybe it's not where I can play it in front of somebody. But
well, that's. But I mean, and you know that I've mentioned probably every year, because every year, for people that don't know, obviously during Miners Gala or after a contest, when we end up back at the club, it's either the guitar or it's usually the accordion that comes out, isn't it, Dennis?
Yeah, aye.
And now that, to me, that looks like one hell of a complicated instrument to me. I mean, on one side you've got a normal sort of keyboard kind of thing. It's the other side that confuses me, where must have what? How many buttons? About 100? 120 buttons, and you pressing them like you know where every one of them is, in which every one of them you know what they do. So I mean, to me, that really, I'd really admire people like yourself who can.
Yeah, your buttons is up there.
That's my job, Dennis. I'm trying to put you up. I'm trying to get you. I'm loosening you up.
What radio station am I on?
Was that a big gap then?
Yeah.
All right. I didn't say that's something I didn't realise about that, Dennis. I thought you'd been playing since you were a kid, like in a band.
That's why I'm still a third corner player.
You love it, man.
So yeah,
we are recording, and whenever you're ready, mate.
Well, good evening. My name's Phil. Phil Hounsell.
Just going to stop though, because obviously, yes, it's good evening now. Because if it was a live interview, but obviously. You don't need to say.
You fussy git.
Yeah. you know. This is. I'm just trying to keep things sort of consistent.
Hello. All right.
Hello is a great one. Yep, that's fine.
Parky. Yeah. All right. Okay.
We're on videotape. Are we all right? Okay,
yeah, we're going old school with this.
Right, I'll try to keep it as short as I can, because it's a great story though. Because all my stories are great. You know that, don't you?
I do. Yep.
So